is a resource from Kodak. There's a lot of programs out there that can help you take better pictures, and this has some really great composition tips. One of the first things we want to look at is recall that your perspective, what you see, is not necessarily what the camera sees. And one of the best in your subject. Direct sunlight is kind of tricky to begin with because first of all, you can't see the person's face because of shadow, and then the second is in strong sunlight you tend to get a lot of squint. But being aware of what shadows are casting on people's faces is sort of the first, another rule of good photography. Finally, really take charge of the area. When the cousins come over, for instance, we want to get a picture for posterity. We'll all line them up and shoot, but what we want is the faces. Now obviously we can Photoshop something like this, but it's better to get it on the film the first time rather than having to manipulate it later. One of the things to remember when you're taking a picture or working with Photoshop, everything you do is a decision. Where you stand, where you hold the camera, whether you're holding it vertically or horizontally, and then when you get into Photoshop, everything makes a decision of how you're telling your story. Well, if you'll use some of these techniques, you'll have a much more powerful presentation in your Photoshop and in any other visual medium that you use. Thank you so much for your attention.